Wait. Una call Kumina Johnson Smith in front of the class. Call Kumina Johnson Smith in front of the class. Students, una remember last year when Kumina Johnson Smith go at the UN General Assembly? Who remember when Kumina go in front at the UN General Assembly? Who remember? Who remember, students? If you remember, say you remember. And when Jamaica was to vote for the ceasefire against Palestine, Gaza, who remember how Jamaica missing in action and them abstain from voting? Who remember when hypocrite Jamaica abstain from voting for the ceasefire against Palestine for done against the TikTok people, you remember? And Jamaica never vote. Don't you all remember? All right. Pretty done Smith in action. Yes, sir. Only Andrew let me spend time pan. May I start my first part of the segment for deal with Kumina Johnson Smith. And Kumina disappear and never vote. See the hypocrite, them a galang bad. See the hypocrite, them a galang bad. We say, see the hypocrite, them a... So, Kumina, how all of a sudden Jamaica cabinet recognize Palestine as a state? I'm going to ask the question again. Hypocrite Kumina Johnson, Minister of Drift. You can't drift good enough, but you can't manage the portfolio of foreign affairs good. We can admit, say you can't dance, use a good dancer, I'm going to give you the credit for that. Minister of Drift. Oh, you can't drift so much, but you can't do the work of foreign affairs good. Hear what she says, students. Jamaica recognizes Palestine as a state. So if you recognize Kumina, Palestine as a state, if you recognize Palestine as a state, Kumina, how you never vote for the ceasefire stop against Palestine? Hypocrite. Skirmish. Hypocrite. Hypocrite. Minister of Drift. Oh, you can recognize Palestine as a state, but you never acknowledge. Students, you see how them hypocritical? You see how them hypocritical? Students, and I say I want to beat the Labour Party every day, but the inconsistencies in their governance is why me have to beat them. Do you understand, students? It's not say I come over here every day for the Labour Party back. But think about it, students. Think about it rationally, factually, and fairly. Kumina. So it's after the 30,000 people dead at Palestine, you recognize them as a state. I want to ask you again. After the 30,000, almost 15,000 people dead in a Palestine, you just recognize Palestine as a state, Kumina? Students, after them bomb down, after 30,000 people dead, you just recognize Palestine as a state? And when we talk about the inconsistencies in their governance, people have a problem with it, you know. Students, you remember I said to you all some time ago, the Jamaica Labour Party does not have a functional, strategic foreign policy directive. You remember I've always said to you students, the Labour Party does not have grounded foreign policy directives. They don't have grounded foreign policy directives, students. See there? Somebody says over 60,000 people dead and over 30,000 picnic. And you are just recognize Israel as a state, Kumina. So as I said to you all tonight, students, the hypocrisy, I thought, Joanna, the reason why I thought the gentleman or the woman who is calling would have mentioned the whole thing I'm talking about, Kumina. But what I am saying to you tonight, students, rationally and practically, after almost 63,000 people dead, including children, women, adults, elderly, you just recognize Palestine as a state. That's a mere hypocrisy, no, students. You hear what I said to you today? That is mere hypocrisy. Because where we are as a society, we have to be consistent in our governance. You hear what I said to you tonight? We have to be consistent in our governance. If you agree with me, say yes, Andre. We have to be consistent in our governance practices. We can't say today that we agree to something and then the next day is a different thing. And worst part of it, Unua Israel lie down in a bed 24/7 because your prime minister and Arbin Hill are the Israelites' puppet. So I don't know, all of a sudden Unua say Una recognize Palestine when you not have the wicked deal them with the Israeli government. Students, I think, do I know? I want you sometimes, you see, when I mention these topics here, I don't want you all depend on me to tell you about it. I want you all to go and research. Type in Andrew Holness and Israel. And you will see on the World Wide Web the World Wide Web, students, you're going to see and whole heap of things where Andrew and the Israelites them involved in. Do you agree? I don't want you all to depend on me because I can sometimes be incorrect, I want you all, the thousands of people who are watching each night, when I bring up a topic, I want you to go and research it for yourself. So that when your teacher presenting, if your teacher saying something that is not correct, you can correct on a teacher. Because students, it is a learning process. Do you agree? It is a learning process, and I want all of you to learn with me. I don't want you to depend on Andre alone to teach you, because Andre can wrong. So I want to know when I'm going to tell the Israelites them say, why him and them? Because the Israelites them going to ask him, oh, all of a sudden you acknowledge Palestine. So you can't be a two-faced hypocrite, you know. This minute you say you not vote for the ceasefire, the next minute you know we are going to say to Palestine, yes, I acknowledge you as a state. The next minute, there's a confused set of government. Hey, then we get to the killing this country, you know. Then we get to the killing this country, you know, student.